Didn't knock it out of the park this time. All right. All right. Welcome to the City of Del City Council meeting. It is August the 17th, 2026 at 6:01. We actually started at 6 o'clock. It just turned to 1, so y'all give me a break. Let's have our call to order.
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Councilwoman Finch.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum.
Here.
Mayor Childers.
Here. All right, we're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to invite our pastors from around Del City every once in a while to come in and give our invocation. And tonight we've got Pastor Scott from First Del City Baptist Church. Am I correct? First Baptist Church of Del City, located on Sunny Lane. Please excuse me. It's been a very long day. I'm hot to the core. My air conditioning's out on my house. I'm even getting dirty looks from the dogs, which is not good. It is not good. Airco Solutions has come to save the day. It's geothermal, so hopefully when I get home, it'll be a different situation and I won't be getting dirty looks from my wife. All right, Pastor Scott.
All right, let's pray. Father God in heaven, we just thank you so much for today, Lord. We just thank you, God, for the many blessings you daily bestow upon us, God, that we don't deserve and sometimes we often take for granted. Lord, I just thank you so much for the life that you've given to us. First of all, our physical lives, but then secondly, the spiritual life that you've given to us through your Son, Jesus Christ. Lord, we just thank you for him. And God, that we can know for sure that we're going to heaven when we die as a result of the path that you've provided through him. Lord, we just pray now for this meeting. I pray, God, that you would bless the city of Del City. God, help us, Lord, to conduct ourselves in a way that would be pleasing to you. And Lord, I just pray that, God, that you would further the affairs of the city and prosper it, God. And Lord, we just know that you are capable of doing anything. And God, we just ask that you would just have your will and your way in our hearts and lives. And God, Lord, I just ask again that you would just please give us wisdom for the things that arise. And Lord, just may your hand be involved in everything that we do. We love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you, Pastor Scott. Appreciate you coming tonight. All right, we're going to open up for public comments. Each speaker is going to be limited to 5 minutes. We generally allot about 30 minutes total. So if anybody from the public would like to get up and have something to say, please do so. Okay.
Ellen Cotillo, 1508 Tanglewood Drive, Del City. Also president and founder of Animal Advocates of Del City as well. Just quickly, before I get to the real reason, Rusty passed away Tuesday night. We kind of knew it was going to happen, but we tried to do everything we can to save him.
Oh, that's too bad.
Thank you. And I had asked the girls in the permit department to reach out to JD to see if possibly we could put a donation jar at the building department. The girls are on board, but we just have to get approval, of course, if we can, to help us with his cremation services, to bring him home to us. He's at Banfield right now, and we're just waiting to have him sent there, or hopefully maybe find a less cheaper one, but we really need to get him out of there soon or have them do the service. It's also on our advocates page, and we shared it everywhere else as well on some group pages for donations. And actually now to the real reason why I'm here is that I gave everyone a copy of a proposal for inclement weather to protect animals, especially in this bad weather. It's been over 100-some degrees with the heat index, and I believe the animals do need to be protected and owners held accountable for not taking care of their pets correctly, like a 30-minute limit time, unintended outdoors during temperatures, extremes under 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or active weather warnings. There's a dog across the yard from us that is in this situation right now, which I'm going to be contacting animal control. She's outside all the time, no per se shade, no nothing. This dog has nothing. And a couple of the neighbors and I have been taking care of her as far as food and water and things like that. She's a bigger dog. She's a Doberman, sweet as all get out. And this animal needs to be protected because it's wrong. I'm tired of it. Seeing it on the Nextdoor app and Facebook, how many animals are left outside because of irresponsible owners. If you don't want your pet, don't want to take care of your pet, then you should not have a pet. The only thing I'd like to implement about that is that if the animal is taken, they will go to the shelter, which I prefer not for them to go to the shelter because the animal's already in distress and everything, and they'll just break down in there, I know for a fact, because that's what happened to Rusty when we got him. Proposed that I know several rescues that I could reach out to see if they could provide a temporary fostering housing so that if it is a cruelty case, they would stay with someone else and not be in the shelter and be taken care of, or fostering, or just temporary housing somewhere until it's decided what is going to happen with said animal. Sometimes the owner may surrender it. That's fine. Then give the dog a home, a chance to live, not be stuck in that shelter where it will probably end up being euthanized shortly. If we happen to have space at the time, we would be more than happy then to help with an animal like that. We have 2 foster puppies that were given to us. They were found at my husband's fosters in the woods. We got them, contacted a shelter. They're now being fostered and being taken care of as well. It took, I don't know, less than 24 hours for it to happen. We had another dog that she had found, brought to us. 2 days later, it had a home. We just took the puppy to its forever home in Lawton on Saturday. It is possible. I work really closely with just 3 rescues that I trust, and I know it can be done. It would not have to go to the shelter. I promise you that. I'm very good at what we do. So if you could read what I proposed, gave everybody copies of, to get an ordinance to protect animals of everything that's in here. We need it. I can't do it all. So, and if we could do the donation jar, if someone could let me know, that would be awesome. If not, I do understand. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
Joe Satterwhite, 4212 Lamar Drive. I've been up here before. It's difficult for me to say what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Ward 1 and Ward 3 are the districts or the wards that I'm most familiar with because I drive it every day. I'm dissatisfied to see that the bulk trash going the way that it is. The first day after Ward 1 had their bulk trash, somebody left, I'm going to call it bulk trash, out in front of their yards. Nothing's been done yet. It happens all the time. Not just now, but the last time I was up here, I commented on it. And the other thing is that I have is for code. It disturbs me that it takes so long to say something about grass being so high or overgrown. For a car being parked in a driveway that's wrecked, it's not movable. It may be movable, but it's not going to be driven. Those 2 things bother me more than anything. Coming into my neighborhood, I see it every day. Wrecked car. A wrecked car every day. I drive down through the city. I see cars that have been sitting there for years. Absolutely years. There's no excuse to me for that. I know the city can't do anything about it unless it's turned in. It's just disgusting. So hopefully something will change. I'm disappointed, though, that it's taken over a month for anything to happen about the grass or this one particular car. And I know more than one car has been turned in because I talked to the guy that turned the other 2 in. So if anything could be done, there's no doubt in my mind to help clean Del City up. And excuse me for not addressing you, Mr. Mayor and Council. My apologies.
You're good.
Thank you.
You're good. right. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. All right, closing the public comments. City manager report and departmental reports.
I'll do council first.
Oh, council, I'm sorry. Any input from the council? My bad. Please excuse me. I get your point.
All right, so, a month and a half, 2 months ago, we got the grant done for the sidewalks going in, and I asked about enlarging the sidewalks. So this weekend, Saturday, I got to go and try out some of the sidewalks in a different town that was too small. It looks like a normal one. And again, we need to make sure that while we're doing this, we do it right. And so if we could we get the bids and the numbers that we have of how much more it's going to cost to enlarge the sidewalks?
We have not gotten back the approval from ACOG to move forward on it yet. They're going through all their federal rigmarole.
To approval for what?
They have certain things that they have to approve getting money from the federal government that they're getting, and then they release us to release the RFPs, RFQs, everything else for the sidewalks in Old Town that you're talking about.
Right, so like along Sunny Lane, so instead of ending up with a 3-foot or 5-foot sidewalk to maybe end up with a 6 or an 8-foot wide sidewalk. So, but if we don't do anything, we're going to end up with a smaller sidewalk with with whichever part. So, particularly on Vicky, which is going to have all the school kids going up and down it, plus who knows what other kind of vehicle, scooters or whatever. And the same way for Sunny Lane. The side streets, I think, could stay at a normal, smaller, a normal sidewalk. And then the second thing is looking around since I've been back, there's a lot of different mowing and right-of-way things going on. And so I want to make sure that now that we've awarded the contract, that we actually have somebody accountable and whose prize it is to keep the contract being done. So, but a lot of the right-of-ways, just driving up here, have taller grass and different parts that, seeing how it's dried up and the drought's on, should not be that way. So we just need to make sure that now we changed vendors, that they're maintaining what's expected of them. And then finally, the city still has to mow. So just because we did award out all the mowing contracts, we still have some creek, some untamed creek areas that we need to mow and keep up, and just to make sure that the Public Works is still looking into getting those done. Thank you.
Nothing else? All right. Attended
Well,
several-
yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I just had the honor to attend the Beautification Committee's Seed Share Program at Honeybee Donuts at 29th and Epperly. That was also Honeybee Day. Looked like it was quite a success. They had quite a few people. It was a lot of fun, so I enjoyed that. And if you were able to come out and get some seeds, that was great. If not, and you want some seeds, get a hold of someone on the Beautification Committee, and they can provide you with them. Also, I want to thank the city for mowing. It's not in my ward, but the new land that we purchased at I-40 and, or rather Tinker Diagonal and Sunny Lane next to the Brahms has been mowed and cleaned up. So I want to thank the city for doing that. And hopefully we can get something nice going in there. So thank you very much.
Attended several neighborhood watch meetings with JD, our city manager, this week, or last couple of weeks, correct? JD's given a presentation over the GO bond, the GEO bond. JD has an excellent presentation on this and really has an ability to explain it in a way where everybody comes away, clearly understanding what the GO bond is about and why it's needed so bad from us. I encourage anybody who has not seen that presentation to get with JD, and he is very well versed in this and literally has an ability to answer most questions that are asked, if not all. And so I want to say thank you for going out and on your time and making these presentations for this important thing, we have going on. So it's above and beyond. It's recognized. All right, number 5, city manager's report and the departmental reports.
Okay, as the mayor had mentioned, we have gone to multiple neighborhood watch meetings. So the first one we were able to attend was Hartsdale. So thank you to Christy Duane and her team for inviting us to that. We are also going to be giving a presentation in September to that Neighborhood Watch Association on the Sequoia Park master plan. So that'll be awesome to get to show everybody what's coming there, get some of the input from the citizens. So those of you that are members of Hartsdale, if you're interested in learning more about Sequoia Park, the master plan that we've worked on with TSET, and some of the ideas that we have, we encourage you to attend that event in September for their regular September meeting. And we'll have some folks there from the Community Development Department to go over all of that and to seek your feedback. So we're excited for that. In addition, with the GEO bond, we also presented to the Kiwanis and to the Danwa group. So thank you all for inviting me to that and allowing us to come. And the police department and fire department joined me on Danwa. That was great for them to come and work all together to show off what we're trying to do with this GEO bond money. In addition, we had our town hall last Tuesday, which was very well attended. It worked out very well. We ended up giving the presentation and having both police and fire discuss the issues that they're having with their equipment and the goals for what kind of updates are coming. So thank you all for attending that town hall last week. Both chiefs, thank you for you and your teams coming out there and supporting that and getting the information out to the citizens. So we really appreciate everyone taking care of that. With that being said, with this being the last council meeting before our GEO bond vote, which is on August the 25th, I do want you all to know we're talking about money this time. So we've talked about the needs for the vehicles and the emergency outdoor warning system, but a lot of people have asked the basic question of what's this going to cost me. So I have created a property tax worksheet for anyone that would be interested in looking in to see what your property tax changes would come if this GEO bond passes. They are available here at the front, and they are available through any of the presentations I've given. So if anyone has any questions or wants to know how to calculate their property tax, or would like to just know more about what this funds if we were to receive the $3 million GEO bond over the course of 4 years, please don't hesitate to contact me or to contact Joe. Either one of us can show you how to work the worksheet, and we can go from there. But just a reminder to everyone that on August the 25th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., the polls will be open. That is next Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday will be the GEO bond vote for public safety vehicles and for the emergency outdoor warning system for the city of Del City, and we do ask that you go and vote at that time. With that being said, we've had a couple of other interesting things happening around town. For those of you that have got to see that are back to school, we now have some beautifully wrapped SRO vehicles for our school resource officers for our police department at the high school and the middle school. Has anyone got to see them around town yet? So very excited to see that. So we want to thank our marketing department and our police department for working so hard to get that taken care of and to get that up and running before school starts. That is a great way to show off school spirit and to let everyone know how invested we as the city of Del City are in our Eagles. So thank everyone who took part in that. In addition, for something that we've had happen, as I guess Ms. Catillo has left already, we did have an issue with an animal cruelty case in Del City that I know we've gotten a lot of emails and text messages on. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we had an animal cruelty case on 29th Street next to the Walgreens. I've had a lot of people that have submitted information after the fact, but I did want to give a special thank you to our code enforcement department, animal control, and the police department. Whenever it was brought to their attention, they were able to tackle it very quickly and to take care of that. There were over 25 animals, Billy, I believe, that we had to recover from that situation. I've actually had people that called me as late as last night asking what could we do to help with those animals. So I really want to let everyone know how much we appreciate those that have reached out and have offered to help with the animal situation with that, what happened there. But a big thank you to our code enforcement officers, our ACO, and our police officers for jumping on that so quickly. Thank you all for taking care of such a tough case. A reminder to everybody, we do have before our next council meeting is a holiday. We do have Labor Day coming up on September the 7th, so all city offices will be closed. So Tracy, I'm looking at you. That means sanitation moves. So instead of your normal day, everybody goes a day later, so that because everyone will be off, so it'll be one day later. So For those of you that usually have sanitation on Monday, it'll be on Tuesday. Tuesday folks will be on Wednesday, if you follow with that. So making sure I'm double checking with you before I say it out loud anymore. So that is going to be a change, but all city offices are closed in honor of Labor Day, for Labor Day, so just reminding everyone of that. When it comes to our GEO bond, I do want to let everybody know that we will be hosting a watch party from 6:30 to 8:30 at Fire Station 1 to watch the votes come in and to cross fingers, toes, and everything else that we have this past so we can move forward on our project. So that'll be coming up from 6:30 to 8:30 on August the 25th. If you all would like to attend, you're more than welcome. Come in, get to see the police and firefighters, have a discussion, and then hopefully ring in the votes of the GEO bond. So that'll be taking place on the 25th. And that is everything for city manager's report. City clerk's report.
Okay, we have our sales tax report. So our sales tax is down $71,475.75, which is a decrease of 6.10%. Our use tax is up $35,876.49. That's an increase of 25.78%. Our tobacco tax is up $882.26. That's an increase of 12.23%. And our hotel motel tax is up $1,255.96, which is an increase of 5.25%. And just to remind everybody, these are increases or decreases from a year ago.
Okay, thank you, Joe. City attorney.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay. Public Works Department, anything you'd like to say before the MSA? Okay.
I wanted to let everybody, especially the citizens and the council, know that sanitation has been having some equipment issues. So we did put out a Facebook post later today that they did not finish the Monday route. We have a truck coming in at 6 a.m. He's going to start. It's only about 5 streets. He'll get those done. But Tuesday is the largest routes that we have. So we may be doing that again Wednesday morning. So we need to let the citizens know we're having the equipment issues, but we've got enough, and if we have to, we will work all day on Friday to get everything caught up. So it will be done this week, but it may not be done on your day, okay? But we have great sanitation drivers, and they're willing to stay late and come in and work late Friday, and you know, if it goes past that, we'll make sure the trash gets picked up this week. The other thing we do have to notify on is this is actually good news, really good news, unlike sanitation vehicles, is our sewer line maintenance received a grant from OMAG for $5,000 for excavation safety equipment. They bought all new trenching equipment, the trenching shoring equipment, which is very, very important. Ours was a little old. It was really past its life. It was time for new, and we actually received that equipment next week.
Awesome.
Okay? Excellent. Thank you.
May I ask a question about potholes? I know that we did a campaign or just kind of encouraged everyone to get online and let us know about the potholes that they're seeing. Did you get a lot of feedback?
Yes.
Did you get a lot of them?
We have quite a few, and they have a list. When you go into Micah's office, he's got a board right there. They're doing a large pour at the fire station right now. When that's completed, they'll go back to the potholes. But they do have a good list.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Community development, economic development. I saw Kyle here somewhere. Does he have a report? Not tonight? Okay. Police chief, anything in the back? Okay. All right. Fire chief, it's all you.
I can make this quick, busy and hot. That's what's been going on at the fire department. This month, or the month of July, I'm sorry, we had 383 calls for service. Our average response time was 3 minutes, 18 seconds. We had about 256 hours of training for the month, and with school starting, we have been busy. With Middale has a ton of construction going on right now in all the schools, it seems like. Del City Middle School has been a huge project. We've got all of our life safety inspections completed right before school started, so that worked out perfect. We were a little concerned about Del City Middle School. being done with construction by the time school started, but they were able to get that done. All their fire alarm sprinkler system inspections went great. We started our school zone campaign this month. Reminder to everybody, school is back in and slow down in the school zone. So we hosted Fire Officer 1 class in our Emergency Operations Center this month. We had departments from all over the state come in. It was a big hit. So we have a Fire Officer 2 class coming up in about a month. So we expect that to be just as full. We participated in Chambers Back to School Fill the Bus campaign. That was a great event. It seemed like Josh and the Chamber, they got a ton of donations. We were able to attend the town hall event this last week, and the public had a bunch of great questions concerning the GeoBond and our brush rescues and our engine and outdoor warning system. So I just encourage everybody to get out and vote on the GeoBond. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for fire department, the police department, public safety in itself. We're excited about it. We just encourage everybody to get out and vote. Weather, just to cover weather, it's hot. So we had a structure fire the other day, and we had 4 guys on IVs by the end of the fire, and 1 guy at OU Medical. So it's hot right now. So everybody hydrate and try to stay out of the heat. That's really all I got.
Thank you, Chief. So, Chief, they brought up the fact that we're having trouble with our trash trucks. And people are going to be upset because their trash didn't get picked up today. So what happens, with your trucks? So just bringing up the fact that we count on your trucks to be able to run, and your engine truck now is, the second one is how old?
It's 2013, so that's 13 years,
old,
yeah.
yes. So again, with how important it is just to get your trash picked up, it's more important for him to be able to respond to you in 3 to 5 minutes.
That's true. I also want to, just to add to that, our engines are a big part of our ISO rating too, and we haven't really talked about that much, but our ISO rating is our insurance rating for our city, and currently we're a 2, and we've worked really hard to get there, to get better rates for your businesses. Even on your property itself, you get a better rate, but especially for your businesses that come into the city, it's a big deal. And replacing those vehicles every 10 years as the NFPA requirement is a big deal and a part of the ISO rating. So this will help with that. I mean, it's going to help us all the way around. On the brush trucks too, just to add on a couple of questions they brought up at the town hall, having the brush rescues kind of allowing us to do 2 trucks with 1. So every truck that we respond in will have water on it. Currently, our brush trucks are not manned, so they sit at the station. If we have a grass fire, we'll throw guys on it for that call. This will have our guys will be with water at all the times, able to respond all the time. So it's a big deal.
And are you responding to any of the grass fires outside of our city?
We haven't, the task force, they called for a roll call, but we haven't been deployed yet, so I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of them right now.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's everything we have, sir.
All right. Moving on, consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with 1 motion. If any of the proposed items don't meet with the approval of all the council members, the item will be heard in regular order. Minutes of the special joint session of the Council Planning Commission Board of Adjustment, July 27th. Minutes of the regular council meeting, August 3rd. Blanket purchase orders for the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare Division, Animal Shelter Services, requested by Chief Stogner. Abatement cost to property owners for cleanup of previously abated properties. And that's it for this one. Do I have any motions?
Make a motion that we approve as written.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
So I got a question about the animal shelter amount. I think that we may have spent like $150,000 or more, and this is for $120,000. And so is there provisions, or just gonna have to come back and redo another BPO?
If we run
see
out of the
this.
120,000 for the whole year, then yes, we'd come back and ask to increase that BPO. But right now, with some of the options that are happening with the police department and the ACO's office, they are trying very hard to find alternatives to be able to get the animals back to where they go instead of getting them in there. So luckily, we've been seeing about, knock on wood, $8,000 a month. Chief Stogner, is that right, whenever our invoices have come in? So that is significantly lower than it was in the past 2 years, and we're trying to keep it that way. So this is a
And so the other question would be for our accountant, is this, if it's $12,000 comes in the bill, what, and we say in this part as it's written, not to exceed $10,000 a month, basically 10,000 per month, not to exceed $120,000. If it's 12,000, what do we do?
That's fine. The not to exceed is the 120 of the blanket purchase order. So
Okay.
we can hit up to that point, and then anything above that, we'd have to come back to you all.
Okay. Aye. Vote.
We have a motion and a second.
Yep.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Planning Commission resignation and appointment. Part A of this, discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny the resignation of mayor's nomination of Josh Schultz on the Planning Commission Ward 2 position and declare that position vacant. This has been requested by the city planner, Andrew Myers. Any discussion?
Make a motion that we approve A as written.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right, discussion, consideration. Did I miss something? Okay.
No, we're just thinking, Josh, you have a chance to run now before we go to the next one. So this is your chance, buddy.
Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny the selection and appointment of Julie Glisson, soon to be Julie Schultz, for the Planning Commission position requested by the mayor, me, Greg Childers.
I'll make a motion to approve Julie Glisson for the Planning Commission position.
Second.
Okay. Ms. Glisson, can you step up to the podium?
We need a vote.
Huh? Do what? Vote first, please. Oh, can we take a vote? Sorry. Do we have a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Before we do this, this is one of the most important things we can do as citizens is serve on our boards and commissions. And don't take it lightly because this is free and it's not an easy job. And for our citizens who step up and do this, I applaud you. It takes a great commitment and a great love for your city to go and do that. And so I don't ever want that to be left out with these appointments because it's a big deal. You're a community leader and we appreciate that very much. So now, can you step up to the podium? All right.
I, Julie Glisson,
Solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm.
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States of America.
You're gonna have to slow down a little bit. Wait, what'd you say? Go back. Oh, thank you. Where are we at? I will support and obey and defend the Constitution of the United States
All right, and the laws of the state of Oklahoma,
and the laws of the state of Oklahoma,
and that I will faithfully discharge according to the best of my ability
and I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
during such time as I am a member of the Dell City Planning Commission.
during such time as I am a member of the Dell City Planning Commission.
Right. That's your loyalty oath. Now you got another one.
Okay.
I, Julie Glisson,
I, Julie Glisson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not
and that I will not
knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Dell City Planning Commission
as a member of the Dell City Planning Commission
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Item number 8, Board of Adjustment, resignation and appointment. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny the resignation of the mayor's nomination of Darrell Standridge on the Board of Adjustment, Ward 2 position, and declare the position vacant. So our prayers are out to Mr. Standridge. He has some health issues, and it's a difficult time for them. So everybody just say a quiet prayer for him when you get a moment.
I make the motion to approve the resignation of Darrell Standridge from the Board of Adjustment and declare the position vacant.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Item B, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny the selection and appointment of Joshua Schultz to the Board of Adjustment position, requested by the Mayor, Greg Childers.
I'll make a motion to approve the selection and appointment of Joshua Schultz to the Board of Adjustment position.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right, Mr. Schultz, can you step up to the podium? We're going to do our oath of office first this time.
Okay.
And you can actually read it.
Perfect. Look at that.
All right, raise your right hand. I, Joshua Schultz,
I, Joshua
do
Schultz,
solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma.
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma.
And I will not knowingly receive, directly or indirectly,
And I will not knowingly receive, directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the Dell City Board of Adjustment
as a member of the Dell City Board of Adjustment
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Loyalty oath. I, Joshua Schultz,
I, Joshua Schultz,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States of America
and the laws of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and the laws of the state of Oklahoma.
and the laws of the state of Oklahoma,
And that I will faithfully discharge,
and that I will faithfully discharge,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
the duties of my office during such time
the duties of my office at such time
that I am a member of the Dell City Board of Adjustment.
that I am a member of the Dell City Board of Adjustment.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, and thank you all very much. It means a lot. All right. Item number 9, contract renewal. The School Resources Office, our SROs, with the Mid-Dell Public School System. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve, ratify, or deny the agreement with Mid-Dell Schools to renew the contract to provide a school resource officer at Dell City High School and the Dell City Middle School. I'd like to open this up for discussion. Any comments?
Let's see, so for this contract or for next year's contract, do we consider increasing anything by our COLA increases that we did to the police?
So because we didn't have that CBA negotiation done until the start of this fiscal year, I did not move any increase in there, but that'll be something we'll discuss with them in the new, whenever we get to the new year.
Great. Glad
I
that
make
this
a-
is in place, so, go ahead.
I make a motion that we approve the agreement as written.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. I'm sorry, did you have?
You need to authorize the mayor to endorse thing?
And authorize the mayor to do the same.
I'll modify my second to include that.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Item number 10, fingerprinting services for non-criminal purposes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny Resolution 0817-2026A. This is to provide civilian fingerprinting services for lawful non-criminal purposes and adopting a related service policy and establishing a $15 fee per fingerprint card to offset city's costs. This is a great thing. I'm gonna open this up for discussion. I'm just gonna start. This is a great thing. Anytime you're a real estate agent, whenever it's, other thing that require fingerprint services, for these folks to be able to come into our PD and get that done is a great thing. Good thoughts for the chief on this one.
Chief, right now, the county is the one that pretty much takes care of all of this, and this is a way for us to come in and provide this service and give people a quicker option.
So once upon a time, I had to do it for fostering kids. Would this be the same thing, or whenever you do fostering kids, you have to have the county do it to do a background check?
This isn't a background check. This is simply for if say, a private...
I'm sorry, Chief, could you step to the mic, please?
This is simply for if a business is doing their own background checks and they just need fingerprints done, we can provide those for them, whether it's ink or live scan or whatever they need. So, and we can also do them for state backgrounds for that also, for the adoptions and things like that. So,
Excellent. Any other discussion?
And we should have the personnel to do all this,
Yes, for no more than it would.
that we
It'll
should be
probably fall on
expecting.
the records department, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 0817-2026A, authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Resolution, item number 11, FY26, the Community Policing Development, CPD Micro Grants Program Application. Discussion and consideration and possible action to approve or deny Resolution 0817-2026B. A resolution with the City of Del City, Oklahoma, authorizing application to United States Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, the COPS office. Open it up for any discussion.
So this is something that our grants coordinator, Logan Wilson, has been working on with our police department. She found this micro grant opportunity, and interesting for the feds to say a micro grant is 200,000, because usually it's like 10,000 or less. So for 200,000, we'll take it if they give that option. But this is to give funding specifically for the community outreach for our community police officer. So this would provide them with a specific vehicle that we can use to take to neighborhood watch meetings, to have out in the parks, to have at all of our city events, that kind of pops out and provides information. So if you think of like they had back in the day where they had like drug awareness programs, they've got recruitment, it's like a recruitment vehicle, so you can take them out to schools and to career techs and things when they're having those job fairs and post everything there. So it also provides the equipment that we need for the vehicle, the pup tents and all those neat things that come with it. So it's a way to start getting the police department and the community policing office specifically out into the public and out into the groups with that type of equipment and outreach materials. So this is what the grant would go for if we are accepted.
Excellent. I was reading the criteria on it, and we looked pretty good on this one, so good job, Logan, for sure. Any other discussion? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 0817-2026B, authorizing implementation of the project funded, establishing certain requirements and commitments in connection therewith, and authorizing the mayor to endorse same.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. On to number 12, this is a renewal of our ambulance service with Pafford EMS of Oklahoma for fiscal year 27. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny the renewal of the fiscal year 27, the agreement with Pafford EMS of Oklahoma Incorporated in the City of Del City for dedicated emergency and non-emergency ambulance services. Open it up for discussion.
So Chief, how long was our response time before we got Pafford to get an ambulance, or average?
When we made the switch, I want to say we're averaging probably 14 minutes, but we had hour responses.
Yeah, it went up to
Yeah, it was
upwards of
awful.
an hour.
Yeah. It was, I mean, and you think about what's killing us, a guy standing on the highway on a signal aid or a traffic accident, and we're sitting up there waiting for an ambulance for, 30 minutes or so, or I think when we made that change, if we have a child, or we were making arrangements if they ain't there and we had a child, we were going to throw them in the truck and go. I mean, we were at that point. But Pafford has been awesome. Our response times, I think I read it over. I get a monthly deal, and they're like 5 to 6 minutes. A lot of times they'll be there right when we arrive. We've got three ambulances in Del City almost all the time. It's great. So
I know that they came out for my folks 2 or 3 times at least, and it was 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
I mean, they were on it. It was very impressive.
And they're, you know, one call away. We have a great relationship with them. So if I have any issue at all or something that we want to improve on, I can make one call and it's handled. So it's
Excellent.
We have a great relationship.
All right, any other discussion? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the renewal of the fiscal year 27 agreement with Pafford EMS of Oklahoma Incorporated for a contract subsidy of $30,000 per month, not to exceed $360,000 per year. Authorize mayor to endorse any documents.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Time to vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Number 13, final plat. Request for a final plat of Crutcho Creek Farms Edition, PC-Plat 703-26. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, deny or require additional information for a request for a final plat for Oklahoma Funeral Service Incorporated.
If I could, real quick, Mayor, I just want to point out that that's a typo on, it doesn't have any effect on the meeting, but there's a typo on the heading. This actually is for the Oklahoma Funeral Services, Inc., not for Crutchco Farms.
Okay. Corrected. Open this up for discussions.
Good evening, Council. The purpose of this request is just to satisfy Section A616 of our zoning code, which requires a property to be final platted before we can give building permits. They've actually already done their building permit. The renovation is actually complete. This is just them finishing that process. We let them start that renovation when they gave us the preliminary, and this is just them finishing that final plat.
Okay, excellent.
I'm open to any questions or concerns. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve item 13 as written and authorize mayor to endorse the same.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean. Aye. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Moving on to number 14, for those of you in the crowd trying to keep up with us. Special use permit for the secondhand store located at 4330 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 3005, PC-SUP 704-26, Eagle Eye Fines. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or approve with modifications, deny or require additional information for a request for a special use permit for a secondhand goods store at 4330 Southeast 29th Street. I would like to open this up for discussions. Have Mr. Andrew come up again.
Good evening. The applicant, Destiny Hatton Jimenez, is seeking a special use permit in order to open a secondhand goods store at 4330 Southeast 29th, 3005. That'll be right next to the Walgreens and the Prescott Automotive right there. It'll be on the west side. The purpose of this request is that all secondhand goods stores, so pawn shops, secondhand goods stores like the Goodwills, the Value Village, all need SUPs to be able to go there just because they are secondhand goods instead of new goods. So that is what she is trying to do. She has assured us that there will be no donations, no increase in traffic. It'll just be her sourcing the materials and then them selling them at that storefront. And I'm open to any questions or concerns.
Did you say this was going to be on the west side of the old Prescott Automotive? I thought it was going to be in that business where FNB Bank.
Yep, so it'll be to the west of FNB Bank, but to the east of Walgreens. It's in that white building where like Conservative Care is at and those kind of businesses.
Okay.
Is the building currently empty right now?
That suite is currently empty. The building is not empty. There are numerous businesses in there.
All right. Okay.
Is the applicant here?
The applicant is here. Yes, sir.
Would they like to speak? You don't have to. Oh, no. Okay.
He covered everything.
Okay, just checking.
And the normal concern for these stores is that stuff ends up outside of the store. But on your application, you did say everything's going to stay inside. And advertise, what are you going to advertise on Facebook and other places? So. Well, thank you.
How will you get your product?
Currently, we're doing storage auctions, but we're opening, in the future, we're open to doing like liquidations and buyouts from stores that are going out of business and stuff like that. But right now, it's solely just storage auctions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited about the new store. I can't wait for the doors to open. I'm going to be your first customer. So saying that, I'd like to go ahead and approve and as written, and also it is written to authorize mayor to endorse the same. Thank you.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye.
Welcome to Del City.
Welcome to Del
Yes.
City. Congratulations. Item number 15, ordinance amending section 2-4.2, donation of surplus items, discussion and consideration and possible action to approve or deny. Ordinance 1465, amending chapter 2, administration article 1 in general section 2-4.2, donation of surplus items.
So this is part of the cleanup that we've been talking about the last couple meetings. This one, we've already been doing this. So when we've been giving away or donating surplus property, we've followed all these requirements because these are requirements set forth in the state law, but it's not been outlined in our ordinances. So this just puts the ordinance in line with the state law. It's doesn't add anything, doesn't change anything. And like I
So
said,
this is something we've already been following.
we've already been following this for a while.
Excellent. Okay. Any questions?
I have a question. So was it not in line with the state? Or is it just you adapted it to
Our
fit?
previous ordinance, which is very old, like most of our ordinances, had never been updated. The state law had updated. Now, we have followed the policy of the state law, so we have not been following our ordinances. We've been following the state law. Only in the fact that this now says that we have to declare it a public purpose, we have to declare it surplus, state a public purpose, donate it in that way, and then we have to have an agreement with the organization that we're giving it to. And like I said, we've been following that process for quite some time because it is clearly outlined in the state law. We haven't gone against our ordinance. Our ordinance just doesn't establish those same requirements. It just makes it in line with state law.
Okay, and thank you. I appreciate your worksheet you sent us.
I'm glad that's helpful. I thought that when I was putting these together, give you a cheat sheet to tell you exactly what we're doing seemed like a good idea.
Yes,
Yeah,
it helped.
that helped a lot. Thank you for that. Any more discussion?
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1465 as written, authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Number 16, General Mutual Cooperation Agreement with Oklahoma County. Discussion and consideration and possible action to approve, ratify, or deny a general mutual cooperation agreement between the City of Del City and Oklahoma County to reconstruct, improve, and maintain certain city streets in the City of Del City. I'd like to open this up for any discussion.
So just as a reminder, this is our chance to be able to use the equipment and employees of Oklahoma County to work on some of our streets. So as you've seen in previous times, we bring you an item to fund, and Micah, just correct me if I'm wrong here, but we provide them the funding to buy the asphalt or concrete or whatever is needed, and then the county kicks in the labor at no cost to us, and then we set up the time and have it completed.
Thank you.
Yes, so my understanding is that what I've done in the past, I've gone to the county and asked for a quote, and they provide the quote, and it's usually at a greatly reduced rate to what private sector is to come in and do a project. When this is in place, this allowed us back in May to have Rose Lane resurfaced, and we really do appreciate the county's effort to do that at no cost to us. And so having this agreement is just something that allows us to go to them. There's no projects in the works at this time, but it allows us to have that mutual aid and mutual agreement.
I can give you a list of projects.
Boy,
Yes,
we
sir.
got a list.
I have a list of projects.
We've got a
Yes,
list.
sir.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't have a list. Yes. Any other questions?
She's asking if they're going to help with Vicky. I actually am not sure if Oklahoma County will help us with the ACOG project.
No, I'm sorry, they did help us with resurfacing Vicky.
Yes. And
whenever.
my understanding is they've done a lot. I
Yes.
think they did 29th and some of the
Sorry,
other
I'm thinking
projects.
of the ACOG project.
Yep. Their equipment's nice. I got to drive some of it, so it's fun.
All right, I don't have any questions. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you,
Thank you.
Michael. All right. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the general mutual cooperation agreement between the City of Del City and Oklahoma County to reconstruct, improve, maintain certain city streets in the City of Del City. This agreement shall become effective on July 1st, 2026, and shall terminate on June 30th, 2027.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second. Time to vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Item number 17, discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny a joint resolution number 08-17-2026C, authorizing a compromise settlement from the joint petition settlement of the Workers' Compensation Commission, Commission number CM3-2026-0619Q, Chris W. Duroy Jr. versus the City of Del City, authoring an entry of judgment of the compromise settlement by joint petition settlement and orders the Workers' Compensation Commission to judgment as authorized by Oklahoma statutes. Happy to open this up for discussion. Seeing no discussion, I will take an.
I make a motion that we approve the joint resolution number 08-17-2026C for the settlement as written, and authorize mayor to endorse and trust chair to endorse same, authorize the issuance of checks in the total amounts and from the account set forth in the resolution, authorize the city attorney to or outside counsel to deliver payment to claimant, and that's it.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right, we're going to adjourn and head on over to the DMSCA and hand this over to the chair.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the city council meeting and go to the DCMSA.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right.
All right. Good evening. This is the Del City Municipal Services Authority. And so call the meeting to order, and we call the roll, please.
Trustee Finch?
Here.
Trustee Childers?
Here.
Trustee Brown?
Here.
Trustee Tatum?
Here.
Chairman Dean?
And chairman's here. All right. Is there any trust input? All right. And manager's report.
Okay, aside from the issues that's going on with the sanitation trucks, which Tracy already covered, the only other item I have is that you all had approved that the water treatment plant filter number 4, man, that was going to go really funny, that the filter number 4, we got the funding that we needed for that to move forward on that project. Director Hatfield has worked with the water plant, and we have scheduled that for November of 2026 to bring in the outside vendor to come in and remove the carbon filter media. Thank you. There we go. We're getting there. And then have our CNC Environmental come in and clean out and repair and replace the filter areas that are needed, put things back in, and then have that outside vendor come in and then replace the carbon filter media. And that's all to take place in November of 2026. So we have it locked in on the books for November. 3, not 4? Got it. Oh, got it. Surprise. Awesome.
So for tonight, seeing that we got 3, do we have the carbon media already? Have we already voted on 3's carbon media to put in after?
Yes.
And so are we doing number 4 before we do the rehab of number 4? No, are we going to be doing number 4 before we change out and clean out all the sand and doing all the? All right, just to clear this up, we've completely rehabbed 1 filter.
Number 2, yes. Now we're going to completely rehab filter number 3. And then filter number 4, we're just replacing the top part because it's due. We'll completely replace filter number 1 and then final with filter number 4.
And so the consideration is it's just trying not to, if we get this stuff done, which we're going to talk about later on in this same meeting, whether or not we can save money on that part and get.
Right. If we can do it all quicker with the potential that's coming up on the next item, yes. Anything from the department head? Okay, that's it for us.
Moving on, so consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with 1 motion. Why don't we hold off on that one until we finish up let's skip B.
I make a motion that we approve A and skip B for now.
Thank you.
Second it.
All right. And we have a motion and a second for item A to approve it. And take the vote. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Childers.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Thank you. All right, moving on, we're going to the joint resolution workers' compensation claim. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny the joint resolution number 08172026C, authorizing compromise settlement by joint petition settlement of Workers' Compensation Commission number CM3 2026 00619Q for the Chris W. Duroy Jr. versus the City of Del City, authorizing the entry of judgment of the compromise settlement by the joint petition settlement, and orders the Workers' Compensation Commission to judgment as authorized by Oklahoma statutes, Title 85A, Section 79, Title 62, Section 365.1, and Article 10, Section 28 of the Oklahoma Constitution, authorize the trust chair to endorse same, authorize the issuance of checks, authorize or deny the issuance of checks in the total amounts from accounts set forth in resolution, and authorize deny the city attorney or outside counsel to deliver payment to the claimant or claimant's attorney upon receipt of appropriate releases and completion and compromise settlement by the joint petition settlements proceedings.
Attorney, I authorize as written, all of it, written, as it is written. Thank you.
And approve as written, yes. And we got a second. Motion is second. Take the vote. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Childers.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
And chair votes aye. All right, discussion, drinking water state revolving fund program. Discussion only concerning the DCMSA's potential participation in the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund program for the purpose of funding the rehabilitation of the West Clarifier at the water treatment plant. Said program contains options for loan forgiveness through subsidies not to exceed $1 million. Requested by Trust Manager.
Okay, so just to let everybody know, about 2 weeks ago, we got a contact from DEQ, and they were giving us some information about options available to us for what we can do with our water plant, wastewater plant, just starting to analyze what kind of funding and options and things are out there. So whenever Director Gandy and Logan brought this to my attention, we got on a conference call with them to just kind of see what things are available. And they brought up this potential subsidy program that can forgive certain amounts of money if you're going to work on something for your water plant through the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund. As we started discussing it with them, it came up with they could forgive up to 75% of what we are requesting, up to $1 million. So whenever we first heard that, we were thinking it'd be $1 million request, $750,000 could be forgiven, so the city would be on the hook for about $250,000, and that is the current cost, or the last known cost that we had for the West Clarifier at the water treatment plant, which, as you know, in addition to the filters that we're already talking about on the agenda, the West Clarifier is in desperate need of rehabilitation. We asked them, would that be something that would be covered through these monies, and they said yes. We were a little confused at the time of what a subsidy program was, and we reached out to our financial advisor, which is the Baker Group, and we have Charles DeCoon there in the back that gave us a lot of information on what that would look like, and it's actually a loan program, and he gave us some details about what the loan program is capable of. So we've invited him here to discuss some of the options with us, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts after he has a chance to tell us what's going on.
Good evening, board members. Yes, this is a program I'm very familiar with. I have my little cheat sheet here in case you have any questions. But there are actually several programs going on right now, and my recommendation is to not leave any money on the table. Okay, so on the water side, like you said, there's one. You can get up to $1 million of free money. And by the way, the left side of my mouth, I just had a crown drilled into, and it's not quite fully awake yet. So
Been there, done that.
I'm going to do something like this.
You got it. You're okay.
So, yeah, there's several programs, but the one we're talking about, like you said, for the clarifiers, you could get $1 million, which would be 75% of $1.333333 million, right? So the idea is you apply for 1.333334. That way you get the full million because of the extra 30 cents, right? And the rest, you know, anything that's beyond the $1.33 million, anything beyond that, you could pay for it with cash. The caveat is the $333,000 will have to be a loan. I know that might sound scary, but we could keep it a very, very short-term loan, and I ran some numbers. Okay, if we did a 3-year loan, pay your $333,000 over 3 years, the interest rate as of right now would be 2.6%. The money that you have in the bank, you could put it in a CD for 4.5% for that amount. So the loan would actually get you almost a full percent extra. And before anybody asks, there's no arbitrage requirement. So anything that any percentage that you make above what you pay, you know, on bonds, you would have to send that back to Uncle Sam. This is completely different. Your CD is your CD. It is not linked at all to the loan. So again, if we were to do a 3-year loan right now, you would be, you know, your CD rate could be 4.5%, while your loan, we're looking at 2.6%.
And so when do you get the money? Do you get the money as soon as we do
So
the payment?
here's the way it works. Let's just assume that it's going to be $1.33 million, right? you eventually get approved for the loan. I'm going to have to explain to you how the application process goes, because it can be pretty lengthy. Once you're approved for the loan, eventually the loan closes, meaning the water board said, black on white, we're good for it, we're going to give you the money, you know, we get an AMP schedule, we get all the fancy documents, etc. At that point, you can start drawing right away. The first $1 million that you draw, they forgive it. So they receive a draw request, they pay it, they post it on the loan, they pay it with their forgiveness money, and you don't pay anything. Once you've spend $1,001, then you have principal balance of $1 on which you're going to start paying interest. So you can, as soon as the loan is closed, you can start drawing. Is that the question that you had?
So you brought up a few questions there. So
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No. And by the way, trust is we brought them in just so that we can actually get an education on this. This is the same process for many different programs. Same general
Each
process.
program has slight differences, yes.
And so, as you said, we can start to take out the money, the first $1 million as we ask for the money.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to ask for it based upon what you spent? Or can you do it, as you said, take the full $1 million out and put it in the bank and spend it as we do?
So no, you don't put money in the bank. I mean, there's another loan type where you do that. The money sits in the bank, and then, you know, as you need it, you draw it. This is different. There's no money sitting in the bank. There's no money earning interest for you. You know, the money earning interest is that money you already have, right? So the money only goes to the project as you submit a draw request and it gets approved.
And so, then the next question, going back to it, is as you do take the first, let's say, $250,000, are you getting charged interest from that point, or as you said,
Like
you said that you could take a full $1 million of the
So the first
withdrawals.
$1 million that you spend, there's not going to be any interest paid on it or anything, because it's forgiven right away.
And are we taking the loan straight from the Water Resources Board?
Yes.
And so there's not outside bondholders type of thing. So it's straight from.
There's no bondholders.
Right.
No.
So.
No, I mean it's.
So I mean that makes sense. There's not a bank that's.
I mean the money has to come from somewhere, right?
Right.
The water board has the money. There's some money that they receive from the federal government. They do issue bonds, maybe, you know, a couple $100 million at a time, and some of that money is used to reimburse themselves and to set it somewhere in a bucket to give money to you. So you don't have bondholders, but the water board does. It might be on a bond that they started 2 years before your loan, or that they're actually going to start 2 years after your loan, right? It's just, they have bonds to make sure they have cash flow, and then they do loans, but the two are pretty separate.
And so the actual money that we would be taking a loan for is the 330.
The loan on paper would be $1.3 million.
Right.
But the documentation of the loan will say that the first $1 million will be forgiven.
And then
I'm gonna grab some water.
then interest on the 3,300,000. Okay.
And as you're discussing that, and that can be at any time, there's not a certain time of the year that we can do this. This can happen at any particular time.
As long as there's still money in the coffers. So there's a limited amount of money. I mean, frankly, right now, there's a good amount of money, but, you know, people are applying. And so the sooner the better. And let me tell you where you currently are. The documents that you have for your clarifiers, you have an assessment. You don't have an actual engineering report. Okay, so an assessment is kind of an estimate of where everything is. We don't have an actual engineering report. Your engineer can get one done fairly quickly. But again, right now it's just an assessment. It's like a good estimate of everything, but it doesn't have all the details and everything that the DEQ would need to review, okay? So let me talk to you a little bit about the process, because I don't want you to think that it's a quick slam dunk. The engineer provides an engineering report to DEQ. Eventually, the two agree, right? There's going to be questions back and forth. And once they agree to an engineering report, then they're going to ask for plans and specifications. And same, there's going to be some back and forth until they agree with the plans and specifications. At the same time, there are going to be requirements for environmental review. Since we're only talking about clarifiers, I thought you were maybe thinking about some lines as well.
So not lines, so what he was bringing up earlier, if we have the funding left over, because right now the last known cost for the west clarifier would be $1 million flat. That included engineering and all the details and stuff with it. Now, whether or not with after this is being over a year with the inflation cost that may be higher, if not, being able to add those extra filters that we talked about. We've already completed one filter, we've now funded the second filter. There are 2 remaining. So if we could get a portion of one or all of one funded through the remaining amounts of money after the engineering has been done, after the documentation is complete, the cost of issuance is complete, that would be our backup plan to get that taken care of as well.
Okay, my apologies. I thought it was going to be clarifiers and lines. It makes a big difference between lines and a filter, because the environmental request, the environmental review, means 12 to 14 government entities are going to look at the plan and say yay or nay, right? Because we call it environmental, but it's also historic, Indian nation. I mean, we're talking about a lot of people. They're going to look and say, okay, is there an issue? Is there a possibility that there's an Indian mummy laying somewhere? I'm saying that because we had the case once where, oh my gosh, we found a body. So all that stuff can happen. So the less land is disturbed, the faster that process will go. The more land is disturbed, the longer it'll go. And because it's kind of a race against your neighbors, if you just do clarifiers and filters, you should be able to move relatively quickly. I mean, it still can take a while, but it's going to move faster than lines. And actually, the first report that your engineer would do would get done faster as well.
Awesome.
So we're talking about the engineer report needs to be approved, then the engineer plans and specs, the environmental. There's what they call a capacity development process, is where they come to City Hall, they look at how you run your show to make sure you do everything right, to make sure you track your assets properly and everything. That's a big headache. But that's required. I mean, it doesn't take forever, but it's required. So you've got all that. And at the same time, you have the actual financial application itself. So everything I talked to you about, that's not really the application, right? It's just the stuff they're reviewing, but there's a full application. I would take care of that application. We need to show that you'll be able to repay it. Your finances are pretty good, so that wouldn't be an issue. So that's the $1 million we're talking about. Any questions before I go on a tangent and talk about additional money?
And so we are trying to do a filter rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
And so each filter rehabilitation is approximately $250,000 to completely rehab the water filter. And so we have 3 more. So we have $750,000 worth of filters, and we're discussing.
You say you have 2 more or 3 more?
3 more.
Okay.
We've done 1. We've got stuff approved to go ahead and start working on the second one. It hasn't been spent and it hasn't been started. So currently, we could probably cancel that contract if we needed to and start all over. And that's my question, which is, should we look at trying to possibly get the other filters done now, or add it to this project to ensure that we have the full 1.34 million?
I mean, what I would say is, I mean, number one, I hate to leave money on the table. Okay, if you can get $1 million of free money, get you $1 million, right? I mean, don't just get your 750. So talk to your engineer, find $1.333 million worth of stuff they can do, right? It could be the filters, it could be the clarifier, whatever. Just don't leave money on the table. That would be my hope.
Now,
But as a
something better
reminder-
than $1 million is $1 million next year. Now, so does this program start over next year?
Okay, so
And if we get approved for this one,
so this started 5 years ago with the bipartisan infrastructure law, the early years of COVID. This is the last fiscal year. So I'm sorry that you guys, didn't get the opportunity to do it earlier.
We just heard about it. but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
jumped on it, we heard about it.
I just joined this side of the industry a year ago, right? I was the lending manager of the water board. When you're at the water board, you don't really seek out people, you just receive applications. But this is the last year. Now, if after 1 year they haven't gotten rid of all their money, they're not going to stop then. But this is the last year. Their fiscal year ending in June 2027 is their last year. So first come, first serve, which is why, again, I mentioned if there's less dirt being disturbed, you're going to get ahead of some others. So I like the fact that you guys are not mentioning lines, frankly.
Right. No lines.
But yes, so I would say just please talk to your engineer and find $1.3 million worth of stuff.
So just a reminder, it's not $1.3 million worth of work. You have to include the cost of issuance of the bond or of the loans and
Not the
everything
bond,
else,
but yeah.
and the engineering costs. There's always Kyle, have we gotten anything cheap from an engineer so far? Not so much. So I do want to remind everybody there is going to be some that's going to come to that overhead that we have to cover too. So we will get with the engineer starting tomorrow if we move forward. The biggest thing I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of and why this was a discussion before I bring you the documents and everything to move forward on this is with it being a loan, it is a loan in nature. We have spoken to the OWRB. They can lessen the amount of the loan. He mentioned 3 years.
Yeah.
They can go shorter than that if we request it. We have to put in some details. So the biggest thing I've had for you all is, Joe and I are working very hard to reduce debt. So by coming to you all and saying, hey, we're taking out a loan, you're going to go, that didn't really match the plan. So with this being a subsidy amount of up to $1 million, it's one of those, hey, no time like the present to take advantage of good money.
Absolutely.
But we want to make sure everybody is on board, knows exactly what we're looking at, knows that this is a reimbursement. So we're going to spend that $1 million up front out of the savings account, get it reimbursed over time. And
no, we don't spend it up front.
You can't spend it.
We don't spend it up
You
front
can't do
out
that.
of the,
You can't do
we
that.
would probably pay it, but as soon as you,
So
as soon as you.
OWRB explained to us on the phone last week that we have to spend the money first, and then they reimburse us the money.
No. I mean, when you say first, yes.
Like
but I mean,
Dell City writes the check, and then they send.
yeah, but I'm saying you don't spend $1 million first and then they reimburse the money, right? You spend, let's just say you have a $50,000 engineering fee, you spend the $50,000, you do the draw request, you get reimbursed.
Right.
So we're talking, you don't go through your $1 million, so you get it done, you give the draw request, or your engineer does, and they pay it. So you don't want to sit on a lot of them and then
Joe won't
submit.
do
Yeah,
that.
just want to make sure. Yeah.
You'll be
So-
quick. Yeah, you're quick about those usually. So yeah.
As we go forward and start discussing some other opportunities for funding there, the assessment summary that we got was in 2024. Obviously, we're going to need an engineering assessment, or not an assessment, an engineering.
Yeah, I talked to Robert Mullins. I don't know, are you sticking with him?
We'll see. We have to figure that
Oh,
out.
okay,
now.
okay. So, because I noticed his name was on there, so I just asked him, and he
So
said,
before we even ask, we are going to need some engineering done, correct? To even ask for the money or to even qualify?
Yes, they'll have to have an engineering report.
well, you can start.
I can use the assessment?
So we can start applying right away, right? And there's a placement letter that's required, but before DEQ can actually review it, they need an actual engineering report.
And you said that some of that money can be used for the actual engineering report?
It can be, should you be approved, it can be reimbursed. That engineering report cost can be reimbursed.
Okay.
My understanding is you already have an assessment. The work to do an actual report should not be, it's not like they're starting from scratch.
That was going to be my second thing for our city manager and the staff is how quickly can we start working on getting that engineering, seeing, you know, is it something that we can just do from?
We can start the process right away. I was not willing to put money or time and dime into this process until the five of you said this is something.
But we are going to need engineering. We already have an assessment. Either way, we're going to need some engineering done for our water plant, whether we're
Regardless.
going
Right.
to get
Yep.
money for it or not. We need to get engineering done.
So we have the money in our accounts for this $300,000+. So what I see is that we're going to go ahead and get the engineering start. Actually, first off, the first step is do the application for $1.3+ million.
I mean, the two can happen at the same
And
time.
then as that's going, get our place mark started. They're not going to review it until we finish getting the engineering, get the engineers going at the same time. And basically, we have 300,000, this is the money we have to contribute, and we do have it now. So go ahead and get the engineering done, get the application done to hopefully get approved. And then, like you said, we have to do it anyway. We have to get this new thing. And then we can hopefully get everything reimbursed.
So when I looked at the assessment, you had either 49 or $39 million worth of stuff. What I would recommend is do an engineering report for just what's going to cost you roughly, you know, a little, yeah, because that way it's going to take a lot less time for the engineer to do it. It's going to cost you a lot less money, and it's going to be less for DEQ to review. We can always talk about the rest later, right? So that's what I would recommend. And again, the assessment exists. There's a lot of detail to it. So going from there to a report should not be a major stretch.
And so okay, next thing is timeline. So I think that's where you're saying the money in the bank vice this is however long that we want to actually pay out the $333,000. That's the real question for the loan time.
I can try a year and a half, but I can't promise. I mean, a year and a half would be tough because you have to show that your revenue is enough, right? They don't look at the money you have in the bank. So I said we could definitely do 3 years. I mean, 2 years, if, you know, they need to be able to show that you're able to repay 1.25 times your debt service on all your loans, okay? And as you know, you currently have two OWRB loans, one of which cost you like $1.5 million a year, okay? So we're talking, I'm going to have to show them on paper that your old OWRB loan, your new OWRB loan, and your COMCD loans, plus this new loan, you can afford not just them, but them plus a quarter to be safe. So if we can show very, very strong financials, sure, we could try to do less than 3, potentially less than 2. I did the math at 2, and you look good at 2. For 2025 and 2024. I have it right here.
So what he's saying is if we do go out to the 3 years, as long as we put it into a T-bill or into a, you know, some kind of interest-bearing account, we should be getting paid more. Yeah, we shouldn't be, you know, it should not make a difference for the longer term.
Yeah, and if you need help, if you have money sitting around like in a savings account, I'm more than happy to just kind of give you guidance on where you can make a little bit more. I was just looking just now during your first meeting, and I was looking the 4.5% on the 3-year. I just pulled it this evening. So, and that's a CD, so it's, you know, pretty good stuff.
If we do a 3-year, if we decide to pay it off early, is there a penalty?
You cannot pay it off early.
That's the problem we're having. We tried to pay off our OWRB loan from 2011, and it's got I mean, we're what, $2,000 a month, Joe, that we're paying on it. It's something very, very small that we could cover completely, and they won't allow it for early payoff. So we're hoping with our new financial advisor, he may find a way around that particular rule, but currently everything is locked.
There's a couple couple things, and I don't want to go into way too much detail, I mean, unless you want me to, but I have had success in the past where if we said, hey, I've got the exact same loan type that I want to come in, and it's going to benefit you, the water board, if I refinance into it, because it's going to make our numbers stronger, and you're going to feel safer if we have stronger numbers. I have had success doing that. That's for your older one. Your new one, you have a wonderful interest rate on that one. I would not refinance that one. But another thing I can do is I can always wrap around an existing loan, right? If you have just 3 years left on a loan, on the additional loan that we bring in, we can minimize the principal that gets repaid up front and just do mostly interest until that old loan falls off, and then you increase the principal. So there are ways around it.
All right, any other questions about financing? All right, should we go ahead and give us some new ideas about sewage? Or
Other ideas on just on free money, right? I mean, I'm always there to help on any loans and any issues, but anything on which you can get additional bang for the buck. So we were talking about the water. There are additional monies on the water side for lead service lines. Do you have lead service lines? Have they been inventoried?
None. We have none.
You have none. It's been inventoried. You have none.
Correct.
That's great.
Yes.
Okay, so there's one. On the sewer side, there's also $1 million. I confirm that you guys would be eligible, but it's not 75%, it's 25%. So if you were to borrow $4 million, you'd get $1 million off. I know you don't like to borrow, but the interest rates are decent right now, and if you could get you $4 million worth of stuff for $3 million, I'd like for you to consider it, just because it's gone. It's a similar program. It's the very last year, and after that it's gone. And we all know that a lot of the federal money that used to come to trickle down to us, it's drying up.
Okay.
So that's.
We do have some wastewater treatment plant projects.
Yeah.
So we could see about doing that.
So that's, again, I would find yourself at least $4 million, so you get $1 million off. So.
And again, that's whatever you take the loan for, it's 25%.
Yes, so you would end up with a $3 million loan. I mean, $3 million loan, that sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, you have a loan on which you repay $1.5 million a year. So $3 million in the great scheme of things, it's not huge. And if we, if we keep payments low enough, when it comes time for you guys to just get a brand new water plant, we can play with the numbers and just make them all fit. So one more thing, just in case, and I think you guys probably don't have it, but do you know if you have any emerging contaminants?
We do not.
Coming from your water
You're
side?
right.
We do not.
Okay, because there's a little bit of free money for that as well.
Okay.
So that's it. So
We appreciate you coming tonight, and thank you so much.
And
we're so glad that we found you as our financial advisor, has the inside knowledge of the.
Oh yeah, I mean and so I have a very good relationship with all the folks at the OWRB and DEQ. I mean, DEQ, they get a bad name, and I understand, but they're really wanting to help, right? I mean, their hands are tied, especially if you have consent orders, et cetera. But they're wanting to help, and if you show them a need, they'll work with us. They absolutely will. So.
Well, we sure do appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So to close out the discussion, just let everyone know, because you all can't vote on a discussion-only item, but a gentle nod after this is over that, yes, my team and I can continue on the process. We can get everything taken care of for the next meeting.
That was basically my question. Since this is discussion only, is the city able to proceed with paying for the engineering study without trust approval?
Yes, you all approved us with that $50,000 apiece per project at the beginning, that blanket purchase that you give us with our engineering firms. I can use that as our blanket to move forward and then lump it back in over time if everything works out the way it should.
Okay, and once that's done, you'll come to the trust and for approval for the 1.3 or whatever we're asking to borrow? Okay, thank you.
individual feedback tomorrow or the next day if you would, so we can move forward, would be appreciated.
And thank you, Charles, for coming out and letting us know about that. And I'm sure you're going, anytime there's money on the table, like you said, we don't want to leave it behind. So I appreciate you letting us know about that.
You know, it can be very tough, but towns don't want to be in debt, I get it. But if you get some percentage off, you really need to rethink it. And I can sit down with anybody and go over your financials, your repayment on all your loans. If you want a visual, happy to do that.
Thank you. All right, so going back to the final part, which is that filter media. So again, in November, so the project's not going to get started until November. We could possibly have this application done and include that next filter in it.
Potentially, yes.
So, and then.
There is no
And
engineering.
then in fact.
Yeah, the engineering report would be very minor because we already have everything to move forward on those on those 3 remaining filters. So that is something that we will jump on tomorrow, once again, with that gentle head nod.
And then, Billy, can I just add in the filter the carbon part of the discussion here? Well, I think in this conversation, let's go back. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll close the discussion. Any further things? All right, we're done with item 7. We're moving back to item number 5B, which is the filter media. And this filter media is carbon. And so the carbon is, what they're trying to do is we have a schedule to where every 3 years, actually every 4 years that we replace the carbon.
Every 2 years.
What? Right, but how often does a filter get replaced? Once every 4 years. And so, you know, the important thing, what we tried to get stopped last time, which I believe we did, was they were about to change out the carbon and then pull everything, then go in with the vacuum cleaner and suck it out, and then have to buy it a second time. So that's what we're trying to avoid. And I think that seeing how this filter media has gone on now for the 4th year, we should probably go ahead and continue with replacing it while we wait for the next replacements. I think B should be fine to just go ahead and get B done as well. You know, now that we're talking about it, we can just go ahead and get that part done, and then as we do the next full replacements, then we'll try to avoid putting carbon in before we need to take it back out. I need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve B as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second on item number 5B. And take the vote. Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. And any further trust input? All right, and we'll get a motion to adjourn to the DCEDA.
Make a motion that we adjourn and we go to the DCEDA meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion is second, vote. Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. We're adjourned.
This is the Del City Economic Development Authority. Shall we please call roll?
Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Here.
Trustee Tatum?
Here.
Chairwoman Finch?
Here. Is there any trust input? Nothing. Manager's report.
Okay, 2 items. As Councilman Tatum mentioned earlier, we did have our National Honeybee A Day event on Saturday. I do want to give a huge shout out to staff and to the Beautification Committee for hosting that. Thank you all for attending. It was great. The Honeybee group was very excited that we were there. In addition, just seeing all the neat little add-ons and things that we did. We had a student from the high school and a student from the middle school that dressed up like little honeybees and went around there trying to get traffic to come in, so that was fun. And to see whenever one of our trucks, I guess, has a horn that's like a train horn instead of a regular horn. And when they hit that and saw how fast those little bees jumped, that was pretty interesting too, because they almost took flight. So that was a very interesting time. But I do want to thank the EDA. These are some things that we are trying to put together for other events as they come around to try to support some of our small businesses and connect them to our Planning Commission, our Board of Adjustment, our beautification committees, that kind of a thing. So we hope we see more of these collaborations in the future, and I just want to thank everyone for supporting that. In addition, as was mentioned, we did purchase 1101 South Sunny Lane Road. That is that empty property there off of Tinker Diagonal and Sunny Lane, north of the Brahms. We are very happy that we have that under our control. You are going to see the cigarette sign from many, many years come down. I know it's going to upset many of us because it is a historic sign. Kyle, is it old enough to be considered historic at this point? Darn near close? Yeah, prehistoric. So those will be coming down. We did get the quotes on that here in the coming days. It will be coming down, and then we'll have some replacement ideas. One of them that I want you all to be aware that we are entertaining is the idea of putting in 2 or 3 areas where food trucks can come in, and we can actually have a little food truck area there off the highway that we can either have for Friday nights, or we could potentially rent it for a month at a time, something like that, to get people to come in and see just some neat cuisines and some neat ideas that are coming. So more ideas as they become available, but I want to let you know we're very appreciative in taking that on. So thank you to the staff involved, and thank you all for your support getting that under our control. And Kyle, anything on the director's side? Okay, that's everything we have, ma'am.
Thank you, JD. Item 5, minutes. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve minutes of the regular meeting of DCEDA of August 3rd, 2026.
On the minutes, I'd like to make a correction. On item 8, I had recused myself, but it lists me as voting aye, if that can be changed.
It will be changed.
And that was all.
Is that your motion?
I will make a motion to approve with corrections.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Take a vote. Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes. Item 6, memorandum of understanding for the execution of events by the Del City Chamber of Commerce. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny memorandum of understanding with the Del City Chamber of Commerce to provide services to the community, including organization, events that promote tourism and community engagement, allocating funding from hotel motel tax not to exceed $50,000 for the execution of specific events during the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027. Authorized chair to endorse the same.
Before the chamber director gets up and speaks, I just want to remind everybody, this is a holdover provision from the previous MOU from last year. We are still in negotiation with the chamber board and with the executive director to come up with some new and exciting ideas that the mayor is working with us on and our director is working on. So we do have some updates that are going to be coming, but this will allow us to continue with the projects that we know that need to be funded moving forward over the next couple of months.
One question I've got, it says, including organized, it says that it's supposed to be specific events. And then the specific events includes the 60 and over senior activity event. And I know that, it didn't go, there wasn't, from my understanding, that many in attendance. Do we have to stay with, can we make this to where that they do 10 events? Do we have to say that has to happen? Right now, as it's written, we have to have a senior.
Right, so when the amendment comes out, that will be modified with a different event. But like I said, we're just holding over the exact same language that was approved last year to be able to move forward specifically on the trunk or treat that's coming up. We've got to get the funding and the items in place for that. And the mayor's tree lighting, the areas that are here now, these items don't give a specific date, so they have to be done sometime within the year, or they can be amended out whenever we bring you all the amendment. We're hoping to have one within 30 days, but with negotiations, legal, all that stuff, we want to make sure that we don't run out of time and make sure the funding is available.
So when did the senior event take place?
So we haven't done one this year.
No, I'm right. I mean,
You're talking about last year?
yeah, I'm just wanting to make sure that, my God, it's got to happen in September, and therefore we do it before the amendment happens.
So, so last year, it took place, and so we would, like the city manager was saying, a lot of this has to do with, we were kind of pre-approving and pretty much is reusing the same one that we used last year. A lot of this has to do with DelQuest, Trunk or Treat, Mayor's Tree Lighting. Obviously, we start working on the parade in November and start getting that going. Obviously, I don't think anybody is wanting to drag this on and out, but God forbid we're here in February. We wouldn't want to hold out on all of that and either come on to the council for one-offs and saying, oh, we need $3,000 here, we need $4,000 here, or et cetera. We want to make sure that this is taken care of. So if something were to happen or this was to take longer than we both expect, that we're already doing it. As far as the 16 over event, I have talked to some of our neighborhood watch groups on what they would look like, what they are wanting, and I think we would plan to do something later in the fall, just because it's been hot during the summer, and there's also several events going on already at the community center and the senior activity center. So we kind of want to find something that we can do that is something that they want to do. Obviously, we haven't talked any negotiation about what events we wouldn't want to continue to doing or what events we would want to continue doing. That would come later with the amendment. But we just want to make sure that we're getting ahead and continuing to do the things that we were, I don't want to say expected, but that we have taken on, like the parade, Trunk or Treat, and the tree lighting that are coming up here in the next few months.
My concern again is I don't know if that's an appropriate event to do. I don't want to make it happen by voting for this. So my question is maybe item 4 being an optional one or that one or something else, but not to make that a mandatory event.
I understand where you're coming from because I was bringing up the fact that the Del City Family Fiesta didn't happen this year. And we don't plan on having that either.
No,
and that is something that we approved this way last year, and it is not happening.
Right.
I mean, nobody's going to die over it, but obviously we had approved it. It's not happening, and it's not planning on happening again.
No, and that was something that when we were in discussion was we were looking at the value, what were people coming to do, and that was the idea of when we decided to put the festival portion of the parade. Obviously, we had to put a lot of emphasis on the changing of the route, but that is not something we plan on changing. And the other day I put out, been a couple weeks I think, I put out a kind of not really a poll, but an ask from the community, hey, what are you looking for? And a lot of the things are the festival portion of the parade or Trunk or Treat or something for Halloween, which is, yeah.
Can you let Billy get some input?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Billy.
All right, so first for clarification, so it doesn't require the senior prom. It just says 60 and over senior activity event. Example, Decades Party, Casino Night, Masquerade Ball, prom gala. So it gives ability to change that. But additionally, if you want to strike number 4 from that, you can pass this and strike that and have no senior event, if that would make this more palatable.
Well, and it also, Attorney, it also says scope of work. Number 2 is scope of work. So really, it's just a scope of the work. It doesn't have to be specifically that, right? It would be just at least 10 events?
No, it says the chamber agrees to organize and execute the following events during the term of the MOU.
Okay.
So that is specific.
So Josh, when we had the senior prom, I know there wasn't very many people that showed up, but now that we have the senior activities happening, is it something, do you think, that we can expand on, or is it something that we should just?
I would say that we as the chamber would be happy to figure something out if that's something that the council would want us to do. If there's a desire for us to shift that money somewhere else, and maybe add money more to the parade or come up with something completely different. I know we've talked about other events and possibilities in the past. We'd be happy to do that, just like what we did with the Family Fiesta. When I reached out to the community and put that out, I don't know if a few of you saw it, but a lot of it seemed to be things we already are doing, but somehow no one knows that we're doing it. And, you know, they say, well, it's not in the newsletter, and we're like, it's in the newsletter. It's not on Facebook. It was on Facebook. It's not on the billboard. It was on the billboard. And it's like, I think one of the things that we have run into is we just have to continue doing things and getting people to come out and getting the word out. And I think it's going to continually grow. I think one of the, like, here, a great example is our Neighbors Night Out. The first year, we didn't have a lot of people. The second year, we had to move it, but we still almost tripled the amount of people that showed up with having to cancel it, move it to another week, and lose half of our vendors. So I think, obviously, what we're doing is getting individuals out. It's like the same thing with the parade. Obviously, we had to make a lot more emphasis on reminding people that the parade route has changed, but now that everybody knows the parade route's different, we can put a lot more emphasis on the festival portion, saying, hey, stay here. The city manager and I have already talked about moving we've always traditionally had the stage in front of the police station. That's just because that's what we've always done. So why not move it over to where the festival is, so that way everybody who gathers around the DJ is going to be right there. And then it's a lot more convenient for you to get over versus what we had to do is we had the DJ in one spot and then he had to move, and that takes about an hour, but let's just put him right there. And that way the center of attention is right there at the festival, so it's a little bit more of a flow. But we're always willing to work with the council and change things and do things that benefit the city and the community. I think we've been doing a very good job, especially in our partnership with the city. So if that's something we want to strike, or if that's something we want to keep, or if we want to strike it now and when we add the amendment, look at something different, I'd always be willing to do that.
So if we strike it now, we can't come back and amend it if we've already stricken it. So what if we just pass it as is and then wait for the amendment? Is that what the suggestion was initially?
That's my request. You can amend this at any time you want, but again, based on the fact of the vagueness of that language in there, so I think you could leave it up to the chamber and work with the chamber to determine what a senior event would take place. I don't think there's anything wrong with there being a senior event listed in there. It does not specifically say what that event has to be.
When the contract was written, it was very specific to be vague on this. We wanted to ensure that the chamber was going to have a senior-focused event. Whatever that is, whatever our citizens wanted, I would request that it stay in because it is so open that I've got Ron back here talking to me about options for this already. So I think leaving that option in there, we don't dictate how much money is spent on that event. We don't dictate what kind of event it is. We just are basically saying, let's have a senior focused event. So I would request that it stay in, but that's.
And what CJ is doing at the community center, would that be considered the senior event? Because most of them are directed towards seniors.
They're directed towards seniors, but they're not in connection with the chamber for anything at this time.
At this time, yeah.
There could be something in the future, like if they want to host the bingo night or the whatever that may look like. But for now, nothing is connected yet.
And me and CJ have talked about a few ideas. I think Ron, and when we talked during the Neighbors Night Out, I think you mentioned a few. Lonnie did as well. We just want to find what's best. It's just usually it's a timing thing, and it's also just we don't want to do it too late. We don't want to do it too early, but we would obviously definitely work with conjunction with CJ and see what other things are going on. And if it turns out like, hey, there's already a senior thing going on, we would be happy to, if that meant we support that and maybe give them some more additional funding so they can expand on what they're already doing, we would be happy to do that.
And so I'm trying just to give him as much flexibility, not necessarily killing that one, but right now he owes us a family fiesta. 2, if we sign this. So do we get the money back? I mean, so again, how do you make this? We work great with them. I have no doubt that we're going to get our bang for the buck out of this.
Another idea.
But I mean, it's
another idea. So what if we orally amended this agreement, which we can do, instead of saying, the chamber agrees to organize and execute the following events, what if we change that language?
The various events such as.
Just say such as.
Various events.
I guess I still have to do the parade, right?
Don't let him out of the parade.
Except
for the parade. That's it. Don't get out of that one that easy.
Okay, so we're going to, I will make a motion to approve, hold on, with the various.
Mike.
I'm going to make a motion to approve as not exactly as written, because we are going to modify and make the change to say various events. Thank you.
If I can clarify the motion real quick. So the motion is to approve with the modification that the chamber agrees to organize and execute various events during the term of this MOU.
Exactly.
I would also add to that it should be with the approval of both parties, the chamber and the council. I don't believe that either side should be able to change one item without the approval of the other. For instance, since we didn't have a family fiesta this year, we could have agreed, both parties could have agreed to have a watermelon festival or something like that. But something needs to be in its place regardless. Do you see what I'm saying?
So, question of clarification, would then not, that's kind of what we did with city staff, was not to do the family fiesta, but add the festival portion to the parade.
And that's fine, but I think in this MOU, it should be stated that with the approval of both parties, any item on here can be changed.
Okay.
Is it, Mr. Attorney, is that acceptable?
That's acceptable, yes.
Does she need to modify the motion,
Yes.
or? Okay.
I withdraw my motion.
Put you on the spot.
So how about if you approve, both parties need to approve any changes? Similar? It's your motion, dear. I can't make the motion, I'm the chair.
I withdrew my motion.
Oh, I can?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve this agenda item with modifications and variances for the Del City Chamber of Commerce to provide services to the community, including organizing events that promote tourism and community engagement, allocating funds from hotel motel tax not to exceed $50,000, and for execution of specific events during the fiscal year, but both parties need to approve changes.
No. I think you're correct. I think she's correct, because specific events, and then if there's any changes, both parties have to make it.
That works.
So I think your
Am I
motion's
good,
correct.
City Attorney?
Yeah, you're good.
Second.
That works, yes.
Take a vote. Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Is there any other trust input at this time?
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Josh, for all that the chamber and all of your members as a director. We really do appreciate you being very, very engaged, and all of your members being very engaged, and I love the communication that we have, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh. Okay, any other trust input? No. You're not any trust up here. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Take a vote. Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Dean?
Aye. Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Let's go home.